Good evening, everybody, and welcome back to the Toon review for tonight's TTR Friday. I just realised my camera's frozen. If you give me 1 second, we'll deal with that immediately. It's a pain in the arse when that keeps happening, Billy. But just a flick of the switch, and then there you go. I'm back again. Very bizarre, but it's just I think it's one of the ways on my camera starting to play up as it's getting a little bit older in life, Billy.
Yeah, we all go there.
Yeah, we do. But anyway, as the rest of the TTR crew are out on a night out tonight, there's me and Billy, and I think we've got one or two mods. So we are battling through. But TTR Friday will go ahead as normal. Of course, plenty to talk about football-wise as well. So if you do enjoy the show, give it that thumbs up. That's all important to the channel. And of course, if you're new and like what you see, come and subscribe to this amazing community that we are continually growing here on the Toon Review. But don't forget to hit the notification bell so you never miss an upload or a live show. And of course, you can support the channel in two ways, which is by joining the membership, which is the join button just underneath me and Billy. And of course, super chats, which is the $sign at the bottom of the live comments. And that will guarantee your comment to be read out on the show. Good evening, Billy.
Good evening, and good evening to all those out there in Viewerland.
Now, quite a bit to get through, Billy, because listen, I am sick to death of this Marquee situation. Now, I'm pretty much bored of it. I'm sick of hearing about it. I would rather if we're getting dragged along, just bugger off and leave. Just walk away from it. The Palace have come out in their press conference this morning and said that he's captaining and starting tomorrow. I mean, I don't get this. If this move is going to happen, Palace will not want to get him injured and miss out on potentially 65 to 75 million pounds. They would be absolutely stupid, literally stupid to do so. Let's be fair. And if he's going to get injured like that, I just don't get it, Billy. And it's really starting to. I'm just bored of it.
See, we've backed ourselves into a corner now. Where do we go? We need a centre half. We've spent so much time on this deal that really has to go through for me. If he gets injured tomorrow, that deal's gone for me.
Yeah,
it's a big risk. And Crystal Palace don't really want to sign him, do they? Let's be honest, they don't really want to sign him. But he wants to move by all accounts. It's a lot of money to turn down. It'll be a reluctant sale for me, for Palace. So where do we go? I mean, have we got other targets in mind? Obviously, Gahey's the first choice and the one that Eddie Howe wants. So,
I mean, look, I know that some people said in the chat that Anderson's gone to Fulham. That is irrelevant in this deal. Apparently, Palace are already looking at replacements for two centre backs. So I would assume that Palace will want to get this deal done and dusted if they are going to accept it, so that they've got a chance of, having a decent amount of time to get two more centre backs in for themselves. It doesn't make sense, the whole thing.
It's even on Sky Sports News now, the transfer show headline thing, it said that the deal was closer. But they keep saying that. I mean, how far were we apart in the first place?
It's like a snail's pace. It's like a snail's pace closer, isn't it? Like what every day it's just sort of edging that 1 millimeter closer, but nothing confirmed. I do stand by that it once or if a deal is agreed, Billy, I think it'll go through quite quickly. Because it's like I've just said there, it's priority for Palace that they need to replace their two main centre backs who've left the club within a few days. If Gay does go, but on the flip side of it, I just don't think they want him to go, and I think they're really trying to, behind the scenes, maybe try and get him to stay and wait as long as they can, as long as they possibly can, with remembering that they need to sign somebody else to see if he's absolutely going to go. Because it's just getting boring, and we look a bit silly in it all, I think, Billy.
We're desperate for him. I mean, it's obvious that Eddie Howe's desperate for him, and we're trying to do our best to get him through the door. But Crystal Palace don't want to sell him. We want him. It's a bit of a kind of contretemps, tete-a-tete now, isn't it? It's we're butting heads. I think the deal still gets done. I think it'll get done early in the week, as long as he doesn't get injured tomorrow.
It's the tomorrow thing. I mean, Palace. Listen, we don't know what's going on behind the scenes. Palace may well already think that he's staying, which is why he's possibly playing tomorrow. but captaining the side as well, that just seems completely strange to me. I know he's still a Palace player, right? Okay, he's contracted to Palace, no problem with that at all. But we're talking about £70 million here that Palace could lose out on if he goes out there tomorrow and picks up a serious injury, right?
Yeah, well, the fact of the matter is that Anderson's now gone, so he has to play, really, I guess.
Well, I agree with that, but it's a huge risk. Peter, good evening. He says, I think this has something to do with Newcastle going in for Dougie Friedman. They just want to try and make us look bad in the media. Pathetic club with a grudge.
Potentially. That could be a good point, huh?
Peter says, Ornstein talked about alternatives being lined up, such as Disasi and Tapsoba. Said both clubs are unwilling to compromise.
I think we could get Disasi, no problem. The trouble is he's been shite for Chelsea.
Well, he was terrible against us in the Carabao. Do you remember? Wilson's goal. He was horrendous.
Mitchell does know him, of course, from his Monaco days. So
yes, he does.
Maybe Mitchell wouldn't mind getting him in. But the other one, Tapsoba, doesn't want to come. Why would he want to leave the Champions League side who didn't lose last season?
Deals take longer if there's too many cooks in the kitchen. I wouldn't say there's too many cooks in the kitchen from our side. I mean, Mitchell's obviously on this and dealing with it himself or with his team and trying to come up with a deal. But he'll be under restrictions from PIF as well. PIF will tell him to go to a certain level and that's it. But where is this certain level? That's what I don't quite understand. How many levels are we prepared to go for this player who, in fairness, none of us think is anywhere near the amount that we're going to be paying for him?
I'm not sure PAF have got a ceiling to go to. If they want him, they're going to get him. But they don't want to be made to look silly in a business deal. And I think they want somebody they're getting. They're not used to being said no to. Let's be honest, in the business world.
Yeah.
So I think in the end it gets done. But whether we overpaid for him and maybe suffer for it in the long run. We may have to sell some at the end of the season to get it back on order with the PSR. But if we finish high up in the league, if we get a Champions League spot, I think we're okay.
Martin's comment's interesting as well. Now, we did hear from a financial expert on TalkSport the other week saying that he expects the transfer window to be the last couple of days to be very hectic because teams will get to a certain stage and think, right, we need somebody in or we need somebody out. And this is where it all quickens up. So I think from probably Monday to Friday, Billy, things are going to start really picking up. But it's just annoying. And I said this on last night's show. It's annoying that we are in a position where, we see other teams linked with a player in the morning and then by the night time they've signed and it's all the deal is done. But Newcastle United, it's very, very different when we're at the table. Johnny, who's been a member for a year, thank you very much, Johnny. It's been 12 months since I found TTR. Best NUFC channel out there. All I can say is thank you, Paul, Stato, Billy, and Sam. You guys say how it is. Thank you very much, Johnny. There's not just us four, though. There is a very hard-working backroom team as well to the channel, which who always give up their time for the channel. Anthony says, my question is, where are the bids for other players? Have we devoted all our time to Gay and no right winger? If so, then no right winger until January, maybe. But if we're going to this effort, just get it done. I can't disagree with that. It's just like every day it's nearly done, and then it just still isn't done. Ian Morgan, thank you for your super chat. Ian says if we don't get a right winger and a centre back, we will be weaker than we will end the window weaker than we started after selling Minty and Anderson. Well, I mean, yes.
Tonali coming in kind of.
Tonali, yeah, and of course, Minty didn't kick a ball for us, so we can't really say we've missed him because, and
Anderson was only a bit part player, wasn't he? And Willock's back as well, so I don't know. I don't agree with that.
I don't. Weekend maybe he's not, but I do understand where you're coming from, losing two high-quality players. Kelly says they're not going to sell him. There never was. We could all see this a couple of weeks ago, but our owners can't.
The proof will be in the pudding will be in the eating, I guess. I mean, why would we keep going for a forlorn signing? I don't get it. I don't get it. If we had no inkling that they're not going to sell, why would we still be there? I think they will sell, and I think we'll get him on Monday or Tuesday.
Well, look, there's a lot of people in the comments saying, just walk away, just walk away.
I think it's too late for that now.
But as well, a lot of people are just baffled by the fact that he's...
Look, if it's took us a month to get this one not even over the line yet, how are we going to get someone through in a week? I think we have to stick with this 100%.
Yes. Tom is in the chat, Billy. Tom, of course, is out with the rest of the crew tonight. And he says, hello from the Toon. Sorry we can't be with you. We're having a mini TTR meetup. Alex, Sam, Tom, Rich, and, of course, the ruffian Benissian. They'll all have had plenty down their necks by now, Billy. So... yeah, God knows how they are. Magpies United is giving him the armband. It's like us with Bruno, as he's not going anywhere, so I'm not sure it's happening now. Guehi's situation is a complete farce. Can either of the panel remember transfer drama drawn out this much before?
Yes. God, we've had loads of them, haven't we?
Yeah, it seems to be a thing with Newcastle, though, Billy, doesn't it?
What was the fella that you played for? Javinho, that was about 3 years long. Aubameyang, another one that was about 3 years long. Yeah, we never got them in the end. These are all players that went on to be fantastic players elsewhere. Kevin Gamiro, I remember that one. Baz Dost, Christ, we're still talking about him now.
Baz Dost, Jesus.
How long has that gone for? 2-3 years? Yeah, there's been lots of them. Albeit in them days, Newcastle used to deliberately go after players that weren't obtaining, and then make out he was kind of really trying to get signings in when he really wasn't. So,
well, I've put a poll up, basically saying, are you still wanting us to sign Guehi? Yes or no? We'll have a look at that a bit later on in the show, see where you guys stand on it. So that's pinned at the top now of the description. Stephen Mitchell says, Disasi not for me. I've not seen Tapsoba, but be in favour of him if Disasi, that's saying something.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Tapsoba, definitely.
If people think Fabian Schär compatible, they want to see Tapsoba play.
He's very, very good. Andrew says, hi, chaps. Harry is wanting to come on your chat tonight. He would like to ask, where do you sit, Paul, in the Leazes stand? He sits near the front, to the left of the post. He is too scared to ask. Well, Harry, I sit near the front, just to the right of the post. So you're obviously not far away from where I sit in my new seat. I am about 6 rows from the front. On the end of the row, it's a new seat I've got for obviously this season. So I'm about 6 rows from the front, but to the right of the post. So you're not far away from me.
The width of the goal apart by the sound of it.
Yeah, absolutely. So that's where I sit, Harry. By the way, we will be opening up the lines for Fan Forum very soon. Again, you don't need to have your camera. If you just want to have your microphone on, that is fine. I'll put the link up shortly, and you can just join. And I'm very interested tonight, Billy, to see how people are feeling out there regarding this transfer window, because even Alex said last night he's getting a bit fed up with it. I've seen lots of people on X and Facebook and things like that fed up with it as well. Paul, to you and McLaren use the same spray tan. Jimmy, you're very funny.
Which McLaren?
I particularly mean Steve McLaren, but I've been on holiday, Jimmy. Albeit a while ago. I was even more tan than I am now. Yeah. Scott says, I'm honestly just sick of hearing about it. This gay deal screams like a Man U or Liverpool coming in for 70 million and ultimately screwing us the longer it goes on.
Well, that's Palace's aim, isn't it? Let's be honest. That's Palace's aim. Liverpool sold a centre-back yesterday to Brentford. So maybe they'll come into it. I think that's what Palace want. They want a bidding war, don't they?
Yeah. Kenzie says we must walk on Gay. Palace are playing us like a fiddle, and them starting him tomorrow shows us they have no intention of progressing the deal. I just think it's a massive risk for them. I really do. Anthony Stafford's just gifted a Toon Review membership. Thank you very much for that. Really do appreciate that. Why is it asking me if I want to become a member of the channel? That's outrageous.
He's gifted Paul a membership.
Yeah. However, I have just gifted 5. So there you go. I've gifted 5 Toon Review memberships out. So there you go. But thank you as well, Anthony, for that one as well. Jazz says no other club's going to pay £70 million for him. They're smarter than that. I mean, do you think the other clubs are looking at it, Billy, going, well, we're not paying that kind of money for him. It's if Newcastle want to pay 70, 75 mil, then let them do it.
you think of the players that, the clubs that they're after. Liverpool haven't signed anyone yet, as far as I can see.
No,
Man United have signed two centre halves, I think.
Yeah.
Man City don't need any. Chelsea have got 20 million of them. Arsenal are pretty well sorted there with Timber coming back. I kind of think that none
Did
of the
Man United get De Ligt for like 35 mil or something?
De Ligt, they've got another centre half. Well, didn't they?
They got,
the one that got injured, Lenny Yoro.
Yeah, they got two. So, just I don't know. It's weird, Billy. It is weird. But anyway, it is now time for the moment of the week that you've all been waiting for, which is now so popular on TTR Friday. Here we go. Here's Billy. Can you believe, Billy, that we had one person complain that the intro to Billy's Beef was too long last week? They complained. I'm sorry.
That was me.
It's the highlight of the week. People love that intro, and we will be keeping it. By the way, before we get into your beef, Billy, Brett Miller's become a member as well. Brett Miller 82. Thank you so much, and welcome to Members Club, and thank you for your support, Brett. Thank you. Okay, Billy, who is your beef with this week?
Well, it's on the back of what we spoke about earlier in the press conference show this morning. Newcastle United have since put a YouTube podcast of that said press conference and blanked out at one of the questions. And it's the question that was asked by Keys Louise Taylor of The Guardian and famed Sunderland supporter, which was absolutely ridiculous. And looking down her nose at Eddie Howe, she was asking about Sandro Tonali and if he can be trusted, etc., etc. Is his problem kind of finished? Really asking for information on Sandro Tonali's medical and mental state. And Eddie Howe kind of deliberately kind of sidestepped it and looked and as if to say, "What are you kind of saying? What you shut up?" And he answered. He said, "I can't really answer that because it's what's the word for it when you can't say something about something."
It's private. It's confidential.
It's private. It's confidential. That's the word I was thinking of. It's confidential information. And really, for asking,
I mean, look, that press conference was a shitter, wasn't it? Because he was asked about Kieran Trippier 6 or 7 times.
Yeah,
he was asked about the captaincy 6 or 7 times, and it was an absolute farce, to be honest.
But the point of it is, all journalistic integrity went out the window. She was literally flying the Sunderland flag the way she asked the question. The question she asked, it was absolutely awful. It was a horrific question. I wouldn't let her in the press conferences. She's clearly a Macron it's not even in disguise. She's openly a Sunderland supporter.
Yeah.
And the club saw it fit to wipe it out of history and took it out of the YouTube thing, which kind of epitomised what I thought about it. I thought it was a horrific question. Yeah. And even when she finished, Eddie Howe kind of cast her away. She tried to put in again. And she was kind of pushed out of it. So yeah, horrific. I mean, journalist.
Julie Dorset, they're saying in the chat that Eddie's so patient. He is, Julie, without a doubt. However, you could tell today. You could tell, and a lot of people said this in the earlier show, that he did look like he was getting really pissed off, and rightly so. I mean, Eddie's a decent guy. He doesn't lose his rag in front of everybody. That's the character that he is. And Fibs just said there, I wish Eddie showed a bit of character and tell them where to go. His character isn't like that.
His joking here, I would have told her, wouldn't he?
Well, yes. I mean, he would have, but Eddie's not like that. And he just sort of said it a few times when he went to answer me. He says, look, I've already answered this, however, and he was decent enough to give the answer back to whoever it was that was asking the questions. But this Louise, I mean, we said this a million times last season after press conferences. She's just annoying, and I'm sure she's just in there to wind people up. But she succeeds at doing it. That's the thing. Until we turn around and say bollocks to it. But then again, we had a lot of people saying, we're nice. When do you think YouTubers are going to be in? And we had a big discussion this morning about YouTube being a media channel now. More media strong than certain terrestrial TVs now. I am going to look into doing a journalism course, Billy, something from home, just to get a few qualifications. And then maybe, people will say, well, you're not a journalist, and turn around and say, well, yes, I am. But as far as I'm concerned, the work I do here in this very studio on a morning, going through reports and looking at various Newcastle stories, I'm doing a journalistic job for this channel to feed back to our viewers. And I love doing it. Peter Bjordford, thank you for your super chat. Leon is having a fire sale. Need to raise 100 million before the 31st. The whole team is up for sale. Cherky, anyone? Well, we've discussed Ryan Cherky before, to be honest, Peter, and we'd love to have him, but I don't think he's on the radar. And Alex made a point. I think it was on one of the shows last week that maybe he's not an Eddie Howe player because he defensively wise compared to a Miggy. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm sticking by what I said. For me, Miggy is Miggy, and I don't think he's good enough anymore. Cherky, I think, would be fantastic, but you've got to think, is he an Eddie Howe player? Kev says, don't do a course, Paul. You will become one of them. Stay as you are. I would never become one of them. No way. Look, there's some good ones out there. Let's be fair. Keith Downey's fantastic at what he does. And there's a couple of others, but some are just, yeah. Julie says, you guys are a lifesaver for me. Love you, loads. Yeah, we love you too, Julie. Bruce is in the chat. Hi, lads. Any chance I can come back to manage when he leaves? Jamaica has changed me. Sorry, Steve. Get lost. Kane says he will be with the Toon next week. Last game at home to say goodbye.
I tend to agree with that.
Really?
I do. I think he'll be here. I think Monday or Tuesday he'll be here. Unless he gets injured, of course. Then he won't be.
I mean, Ange says, don't become a media mongrel, Paul. No. All I do is get me qualifications and still do this channel. So when I am questioned saying, well, you're not a journalist, what do you know? Saying, well, I am. Colin says, how many hours do you put in every day, Paul, for our benefit? Well, put it this way, Colin. I'm as soon as I get up, sitting there with my cup of coffee, laptop's open, and I'm doing research for the news shows. Contacting Billy to tell him if we're doing a live or a recorded one. If we're doing a recorded one, I'll write it all down. What's going in the show? Then I'll record it. If it's not good enough, I'll record it again. If I make a mistake, I'll stop, record again, and then eventually process it. Then I'll set up the live show. Yes, I'm sitting at a desk doing it, and yes, that's because I have Parkinson's, but it keeps me going, and that's the main thing for me. It gives me direction, Billy, and I suppose that's the thing about it. When you've got an illness, you suffering as well. It gives you a purpose to do things like this, and that's what I love doing it. So it does take a lot of my time, but it's a job at the end of the day, and I want it to be the best we can possibly put out for you guys. So that's why we will keep doing it until people tell us that they're bored of it. But the thing is, Billy, I don't think people are, I mean, Trevor's saying you're doing an awesome job and we appreciate it, but we appreciate the people that watch us because, it's all right for us sitting here doing all the backroom work and stuff to put out for shows and things like that. But you've got to remember as well, if it wasn't for you guys, then we wouldn't have this channel. So, it's 100%. That's why we call it a big family. It is thanks, Steve Bruce. The thing is that we do it for you, but you do it for us, and that's why the Toon Reviewers always said this is a big family, and we want to keep it that way. We get the trolls, everybody does, but I suppose the the more we grow, the more the trolls come at us. But it's when you're in the game for a long time, it's water off a duck's back. But you know what, we the thing is, Billy, we get to know so many names in the chat as well, don't we? I mean, and you can tell, like, Lexi's just put in new subscriber here. Hi, Alexi. But we start seeing familiar names coming through all the time. And
Chris Mitchell is an absolute alcoholic. He loves a beer.
Yes.
He plays drinking bingo with it with phrases that we use in the show.
Yeah. Fubar says, Paul, you don't have to feel like you have to explain yourself. Just know we appreciate the work you all do. I know. I'm not really explaining myself. Colin asked the question, what we do behind the scenes. It's all go constantly, because to set up the news shows and then put them out, and then the same day do a live show. So you've got to prepare that one as well. But
we don't have scripts as such, do we? But we know.
No.
We basically know what we're working from.
Yeah,
and that's why sometimes I'll say things that should be said. We definitely haven't.
Well, we all do that, but it's not a scripted show. We never do live shows that are scripted, so we just go off the conversation that you guys bring up as well. Anyway, we'll open up the lines for the fan forum as well. So remember, if you're too scared to put yourself on camera, just use your microphone. You can obviously just come on and chat with us. And let us know what's going on, because we want to know how you guys are feeling about everything just as much as everything else. So anyway, there it goes. Can I now? Oh, I've just come into the green room myself. That wasn't supposed to happen. I was supposed to pin the message. There you go. Right, it's now pinned at the top as well. So let us know.
3, 2,
Kevin.
1.
It's normal.
Yeah. Proud not to forget.
I know. Yeah. There he is. Kev Greener, thank you for being a member for 15 months, buddy. Much appreciated. Know the channels give such a factual, non-biased report on Newcastle. Keep up the great work. Look forward every day to the content. But the thing is, we love doing it as well. We love it. The commentaries, the previews, everything. Toon Review is Therapeutics is Antacid, who's celebrating a year of membership. It must be doing well in his loft. Thank you for making us feel welcome. You're very, very welcome, matey. Thank you so much. If you've never been on the fan forum before, get yourself on. We want to hear from you. We want to know what's going on in your mind about Newcastle United. So please do get yourself, just click the link, follow the instructions through, and then you'll be on. But as usual, our first guest tonight is Peter. Good evening.
All right.
Right, give us your thoughts, Pete, because I saw you at the game last week, and I wanted to know, we thought maybe there'd be a signing in by now, but
there's nothing. I'm getting fed up with this completely now. I really am. Personally, we should have walked. I think we should have walked after the third bid. I really believe we should have done.
Yeah.
Oh.
I mean, do you think, where do you stand on Gay? Because it looks like we're hanging in and we're just going to...
Yeah, I've got the feeling he is still going to sign, but look how many days we've wasted as well. This has been going on for over a week.
So are you confident of bringing anybody else in? I mean, after last week's game, we didn't start the game very well. 20 minutes, it was poor. Then the sending off seemed to galvanise us, and obviously we definitely picked up and we battled for our lives after that.
Yeah, we did.
But where are you finding this game on Sunday at Bournemouth? Because Stato's worried about it. I think we all think there's going to be goals. And Bournemouth have improved. They've made some good signings.
I mean, I believe we can still get a win down there. I'm still going to feel confident we can get the win down there. But we still need those couple of other players, as I mentioned, a centre-back and a right winger. Yeah. But I believe, hopefully, we've had a week's worth of training, and I believe we can be ready. All do you think? But it isn't going to be an easy place. Plus, the last 2 games we've had that we've lost, and it was a 1-1 draw, but the performances just haven't been great down there.
Yeah.
That's been the thing. But I'm hopeful. I'm really, really hopeful as well with a week's training. Hopefully, we are confident. I say we're going to get a win.
What are you going for?
2-0.
2-0. You think we'll keep a clean sheet down there, do you?
I'm going to say we're going to keep a clean sheet this time down there.
I mean, Billy, what do you reckon? Because, a clean sheet, Burn and potentially Kraft centre-backs?
I think we'll concede. I think we can get at them as much as they can get at us. So.
Therefore, Ben was fantastic last week. Crafted very well.
Yeah, he was. Yeah. I mean, that's it. I mean, listen, I've said many times, Kraft comes in. He's nothing. He doesn't stand out. He just comes in and does a very professional job.
Yep.
And that's the high praise.
Forward line's a lot better than Southampton's, to be fair.
Yeah, they can certainly be capable of scoring some goals, but we'll see. Pete, as usual, thank you very much. Peter's PD's football show is on straight after this one at just after 8 o'clock. So head over there afterwards to PD Proudlock's channel and for again more laughter and disgusting things.
Disgusting things,
probably. But cheers, Pete. See you soon, buddy.
That's some breaking news on Sky Sports News. Leicester have signed my favourite player, Jordan Ayew.
Oh my God! Wow, Chris Mitchener, welcome to Members Club. Thank you very much for signing up, Chris. Much appreciated. Right, who we're going to get on next because we've got a few waiting. We'll bring on Harry.
Hello.
Are you there?
Hi, Harry.
Oh, he's been cut off. Don't know what happened there. Paul Taylor. Good evening.
Hiya. Hi, Paul.
Yo, what going on, blood?
How are ya?
I'm all right. Where are you from?
Melton Mowbray, Leicestershire.
All right, okay.
I am a big Newcastle fan. Yeah.
Hey, that's fine.
Yeah.
That's fine.
No Whereabouts, Leicestershire, mate? Whereabouts?
In the Midlands, Leicestershire.
Yeah. Not far from me. I'm not too far from Leicestershire. But my son goes to uni in Leicester.
Yeah. About the Newcastle game, then.
Well, how are you feeling about the transfer window, first of all, Paul? Are you...
I'll tell you, I'm getting absolutely sick and tired of it, Paul. Why don't we just walk away?
Very, very good question. Obviously, maybe, Eddie wants him, and that's the impression we're getting, Billy, isn't it? That Eddie really wants to sign this guy.
100%. The reason why we've stayed in for so long, and I think it might be too late to walk away from it now. It was only a week to go with the transfer window. Yeah. It takes us a month to get one deal over the line. What chance have we got of getting one over the line in 7 days? I'm not so sure.
We're going to bring Harry back because Harry's with us as well. Harry.
Hello.
Hi, Harry.
What's going on with you? Have you got a bad connection, Harry?
No, just my phone crashed as soon as you're about to let me on.
All right, don't worry. Well, you're back on. How are you feeling about the transfer window, Harry?
At the start, I was quite excited, but even though I was bought in 2 goalkeepers, I'd bought in 4 players, but since then, I feel like we've kind of just let transfer window go and just haven't bought anyone in, and now a week to the window, I'm starting to think this transfer window's probably been the worst one since the takeover, possibly.
Oh my God! Paul, would you agree with Harry there, saying it's probably been the worst one since the takeover?
Definitely, Paul. Yeah, definitely. He has. He's been the worst ever. Yeah.
I mean, obviously there's still a week to go, so it may well change. We may well bring somebody in. But Harry, who would you like to see us bring in?
Well, since like those rumors of Kaiser came out about like a year ago, I've watched him back in 2020 when the Euro was going on. That's the first time I ever really saw him, and I was impressed with him then. But ever since takeover, I've been wanting Kaiser to come in, and obviously like. Oh, in this transfer, Kaiser has been like a big talking point for right wing. So I wanted to see bringing Kaiser, but obviously we've had news come out like with all month saying like, we're gonna get the centre back in, and we're gonna look for a right winger. Yeah. Then they're changing to like we might look for a loan or something with an option to buy at the end of this season. So I don't really know. So to me, I think we just try and get Gahey and then just leave it at that but I think this Gahey deal might get done on deadline day by the looks of it.
Deadline day.
Deadline day.
Bloody hell. Christ, another 7 days. I can't take it. John Chambers, welcome to Members Club. Thank you very much for signing up, John. We got a super chat from Michael McIntyre. Thank you, Michael. 4-3 Toon win easy. And oh God, he's in the chat. How is he even seeing his screen? Toon Review Stato is celebrating 32 months as a member. Evening all. Thanks for holding the fort down, lads. We'll keep you posted on TTR night. There may be karaoke. Just go and enjoy your night, Alex, for God's sake.
Yeah. Come on, man.
Absolutely. Harry, what's the score going to be Sunday?
Well, I kind of think Bournemouth is one of our bogey teams, to be fair,
Yeah,
because
they are. They are.
since we got Eddie and we haven't beat them, and I seen something online the other day that's saying there's only been 3 teams Eddie Howe's ever not beat in the league, and that was Luton, City,
Yeah,
and Bournemouth.
one of them's Bournemouth. Yeah.
So I'm gonna go with draw. I'm gonna go 1-1, but I'm
1-1.
hoping we'll just go out and absolutely destroy them.
Cool. Right. Well, thanks for coming on, Harry, and we'll get yourself back on.
And look right when you're next
I
to the
will.
match against Spurs. Look to your right, and you'll see Paul on the other side of the goal.
Was it you was asking the question, Harry?
No, it was my dad.
All right. Well, I'll just sit to the right of you at the other side of the goal, so keep your eye open next time.
Okay, I will.
And don't be frightened to come and say hello.
I won't.
All right, man. See you soon.
Yes, Harry.
See you in a bit.
Good night. Right, Paul, what are you going for Sunday? How do you think the game's going to go?
I think it'll be 1-1.
1-1 as well?
Yeah.
Well,
I know.
what makes you think 1-1?
I just because last time we went there, did we lose?
Yeah, we got hammered.
We got hammered.
Yeah, we did, didn't we? Yeah, that's why we went for 1-1, Paul. Yeah.
Right. Well, listen, a point will be better than nothing. But I suppose if,
Yeah,
like we
it
said
would
last
be.
night, Billy, if we're trying to get to the top, we need to be winning games against teams like Bournemouth with no disrespect to them.
Definitely. Yeah.
Certainly not losing.
Yeah.
I think a point away from them, any point away from them is good. But
Yeah.
most teams will go to a lot of teams that are, after Champions League place will go to Bournemouth this year and win. So I think we need to.
Yeah, absolutely. Right, Paul, thanks for coming on, matey. We'll speak to you soon.
Thanks,
Have
Paul.
a good one. Have a
Good
good
night.
one.
Oh, God.
Hey, oh, Jimmy. Hey.
Bloody hell. Hey, what's going on, boy?
Nothing. Hey,
Come
Paul,
on. Yes, mate.
take that course. It's the best profession you'll ever. Well, you know it now. I mean, you're basically doing it. They need people like you in the room because last year's press conferences had some of the stupidest questions, and these people are so-called professionals.
Yeah.
I mean, I loved it. I got to travel the world,
Yeah.
meet a lot of people. I mean, do it. And you're like me. You got to have something to keep you a reason to get up and keep you going.
Yeah, absolutely.
You and Billy.
Brilliantly said, mate. Brilliantly
Well,
said.
let's bring the new voice of reason for the Toon Review fan forum, and that is Chippers. Good evening.
Hello, good evening all.
Jimmy, I'm just going to knock your mic off a minute because it's a bit breezy.
Oh, sorry.
It's all right. I'll put it back on when we speak to you. Don't worry.
Don't hate weather.
No. What you got? How are you feeling, Chippers, about the window?
So it is what it is. Still a week to go. Yeah. Like I said last week, War wanted players in and that, but it's not how it works. Unfortunately, we just get on with it, and what happens. Like, I'm glad I'm off next week personally because this looks like when all the business is going to happen. So
it's
gonna be a nice week to be off.
Well, we're expecting a very busy deadline day. We're going for 12 hours.
I'll be watching.
So we'll be calling everybody in and those of you that don't know, on deadline days it is a charity stream, and this time around we're raising money for 4 different charities, which I'll tell you about early next week. But we're looking to raise more than $5,000 this time around. We got nearly 4.5 last time. So I believe that we can hit $5,000, Billy, this week, this deadline day, don't you?
Yeah, let's aim for the stars, and if we slightly miss, who cares?
Yeah.
10 grand.
Well, why not? I mean, Jimmy's a millionaire. He could put a few grand in, couldn't you, Jimmy?
Yeah, I'll donate to the Stato Personality Fund.
I take you haven't been agreeing much with Stato lately, have you not?
No, I love Stato.
I know you do. Listen, Stato gets some. Well, we all do. We get some rigged divvies in the comment section after shows having to go at us. It makes us laugh because they're not strong enough to say it on the live shows. But there you go. Ange says, I'm going to miss the charity stream. Best of luck raising lots of money. Ange, what do you mean you're going to miss the charity stream? We're on for 11 hours, and it doesn't matter if you're abroad or on holiday. you can still get us, and you can still donate.
12 hours, not 11, 12.
Actually, 12 hours. Yeah, what am I to? Oh, Jesus, my ass. Jimmy, you're starting to look like. Is he starting to look like a singer, Billy, or am I imagining things?
They've got a bit of debarge about him, I've got to say, yeah.
Oh, man, you know how my entire high school, I was called El DeBarge.
There you go. There you go.
Oh, dear. Chippers, Sunday, tough game.
Tough game, but on paper, it's a game that you've got to go there looking to win. If you look at the squad we've got available, apart from Fabian, Shaw, and Tonali, there's no excuses for me. The last 2 times we've gone down there, Bruno hasn't played. We've gone down there with 2 threadbare squads and struggled. So we've got a squad with a bit of depth towards us for Sunday. And, I like to think Gordon will be better than last week. I like to think Bruno will have come on more than last week. I like to think, you look at Joe Linton as well, what a difference he is. I mean, he was a tank last week. And I like to think, again, in midfield, he'll win the battles because that's what he does. So I'm pretty confident. I mean, when you've got Isaac up front, all he needs is one chance and puts it in the back of the net. So I'm quite confident we'll go there and win. It's like you said before, if we want to be in the top 4 this season, it's a game we'll have to go there and get something from. We can't afford to slip up there.
Absolutely.
I will say that Joe Linton, one of the only games I've ever seen him overrun was by a Bournemouth player, actually, Philip Billing, and he's not even getting there for a minute.
I don't think Joe Linton was fit, Billy, to be fair.
Yeah, probably not.
I think he was carrying injury. Daley Thompson's in the chat. I don't think that's the Daley Thompson, judging by his photo there. But can you please do a shout out to Paul Thompson? He never misses your program. Paul, good evening.
Hi, Paul. And hi, Daley. Keep doing the running and jumping and throwing.
Billy, that was years ago, mate. I don't think he's capable of doing that these days. Right, Chippers, what's your score going to be?
3-1 Newcastle.
Nice. Well, I hope it is. We'll catch you soon, Chippers. Thank you, mate.
Yeah. Have a good weekend. Good night, all.
See you, Chippers. See you in a bit.
Good night. Of course, Chippers will remain in the chat. Let's bring someone else on now. I'm seeing another big tash. I think we should bring that one on. Dogwoods!
Oh, Dagwoods, but thanks, Paul.
It's more of a goatee than a tash, isn't it?
Well, I knew he was American. Look at them. You can tell.
Porn stars, baby. Porn stars.
Well, you've got a porn star tash without a doubt. I think Dagwoods looks a bit better. What's your proper name?
Josh.
Okay. Well, I mean, look, does Jimmy look like a singer to you by any chance?
Oh, it's Lionel Richie.
Oh, yes. Hello.
Hello.
Is it me you're looking for? Yeah, definitely. Absolutely.
No. Oh, what the hell? They're worse people to be compared to, so.
You're quite right.
Yeah, absolutely. Keith Truscott, thank you for a super chat. Going to be a scrappy, close game, but I see us with a 1-0 win. I think we'll take anything. Josh, how long have you supported Newcastle now?
It's been over 20 years.
Wow. What are you thinking of the transfer window?
On the surface, it's underwhelming, but I think they've made moves that they need to make. I mean, the PSR crap was what it was. I mean, you can't get around it. But I'm not crazy that we have 5 keepers on the book right now. I think that's a little ridiculous.
Yeah, I think that's actually got to everybody, hasn't it? Is the fact that we've signed so many keepers without signing crucial positions where we really need. And I don't get the 5 goalkeepers. I still don't understand how Gillespie's still there. I'll never get that at all. I just
you got to have a cheerleader, Paul.
Well, you do. To be honest, Jimmy could do that job, couldn't he? I mean, I can't put my finger on it, man. Who was that singer who hit? Oh God, I can't. I just can't think of his name now. I cannot. Luther Van Dross. Luther Van Dross.
He could sing.
Yeah. So there you go. Anyway, Jimmy, how do you see the game going on Sunday, mate?
We always go into this game and everybody's confident, and somehow we end up shitting the bed somehow.
Yeah.
And don't live up to the performance. I'm still going to say 2-0.
2-0.
Yeah.
So you think a clean sheet as well?
Yeah. I mean, it's until
There's more
this
chance of me keeping the
this-
clean sheet, Jimmy.
until this striker shows me something. That Solanke loss is going to be
It is,
huge.
but they spent 35 mil on a new striker, haven't they? So I think he's going to make his debut
Well,
on
hell,
Sunday. So we'll have to
paid
be aware.
$100 for some shoes, and they were shit. So that doesn't matter. And before I go, Harry, love you, man.
Oh, there you go. Finally, it's only took you what two years, Jimmy, to say you love Harry after he humiliated you in a quiz. Dear me. By the way, Jimmy, make sure you're watching next Friday on the deadline day.
Oh, you know I am. I can't.
We may ask a few people to come on and take part in a quiz. So
we'll have to get Jimmy on anyway. We'll get Jimmy on.
Well, you know,
I'm sure Jimmy will join us on deadline
need my
day.
positivity. I'm
Absolutely.
like Kamala Harris.
Yeah,
Stato's like Trump, so you know, somebody we got to balance out.
Stato's like Trump. I'm sure we love that comment.
I'll be Coach Walls then. If you're Kamala, I'll be Coach Walls.
There you go.
Jimmy, thanks very much. You keep yourself healthy, mate, and we'll speak to you next week.
Keep it up, man. Keep it
up. All
up.
right. Good night,
Cheers,
buddy.
Jimmy.
See you, Billy.
Top man. Absolute top man. How can you not love Jimmy? Josh, it's going to be a difficult game on Sunday. Bournemouth, a very, very enclosed, tight ground. They'll be looking to, do well at home this season in order to try and stay up. Do you see Eddie making any drastic changes or just where he needs to?
No, I mean, obviously Cher's suspended, so
yeah.
I mean, I think he's going to go with Byrne and Kraft. I think that's going to be the center back pairing.
And are you confident they keep a clean sheet?
No.
Okay, fair enough.
Say that with all of us.
I'm not either, to be fair, but
I think it'll be a high-scoring game.
Yeah.
That being said, the way they defended last week after Char went off, I mean, they very well could.
It was, all hands to the pump. I mean, they were throwing the bodies in front of shots and things like that, and clearances off the line. Everything you'd probably expect from a team rallying together after a very disappointing sending off. What score are you going for then, Josh?
2-1.
2-1. Well, let's hope you're right. Thanks for calling in, Josh, and I'm sure we'll speak again soon.
Take care, Paul. Take care,
Cheers,
Billy.
Josh.
Buddy.
Thanks, mate.
Good night, Josh. So that was Josh. Council Estate Kid has become a new member. Thank you very much. And welcome to Members Club. We've got Lawrence, Jamie, and Scott. So, Lawrence, good evening.
Hi, Lawrence.
Hi, everyone.
How are you doing?
Okay.
What do you think of this Guehi thing? What would you do?
Just getting boring now. Thing is, I'd probably look at other centre backs. I did Tapsoba would be good, but I did see that he's playing for Bayer Leverkusen tonight. Disasi, well, Chelsea fans don't rate him. I mean, I'd give him a chance if he did come to the club, but just hoping to get somebody in.
Do you think we will, though? Because, the 7 days left, if you go by what fans are wanting, we're wanting somebody to come in on the right, we're wanting a centre-back. It's not... Newcastle United don't get deals done quick, do they?
It's a bit frustrating, but what I could see maybe in the last week is us signing somebody right out the blue, like somebody we've not been linked with, then we find out fee agreed, like we had with Isaac a couple of years ago.
So Sunday's game, how are you feeling about that? Are you worried, like Stato said last night, that the Bournemouth could do a job on us, or do you think if we go out and play the game that we know we can, we take something from it?
Probably more the latter. I mean, this is the first time we've got Bruno in this fixture, because obviously he's been banned last couple of seasons. When we played them away. It's not going to be an easy game, though. Bournemouth did pretty well last season. I
mean, we were patchy side last season down there. We lost Miggy after half an hour. We were all over the shop, weren't we?
Yeah, and just injuries. It was kind of like just thinking, the just as well the international break around the corner. It's not really going to be easy. I mean, especially if they've got that Evan Nilsson starting for them.
Yep. Well, we'll have to wait and see how he. I mean, look, he's never. It's his first game in the Premier League. We know that hopefully players take a while to get going, Billy, and that might be the case with him on Sunday.
Let's hope so. I hope he doesn't hit the ground running.
Yeah.
I've never seen him play. I'll be honest.
Yeah.
I mean, scoring goals for Porto in the Premier Liga. It's nowhere near as hard as it's going to be, say, scoring goals for Bournemouth in the Premier League. No disrespect to Bournemouth.
Yeah.
But obviously, Premier quality. But there's a reason, obviously, why top, mid-table clubs in the Premier League can get players from top clubs in like Portugal, Netherlands.
Yeah, absolutely. So what are you going for then, Lawrence? What's your score prediction?
1-1.
1-1. Okay. Well, as long as we come out with it for someone. Thanks for calling in, matey.
Thank you.
See you soon.
Lawrence.
Good night. Good evening, Mr. Spoons. Hope you're well. Ian's in the chat. Right. We've got Jamie coming on. Jamie, good evening.
Good evening.
How are you doing?
I'm all right. I just wish that we'd get this guy here over the line so that we can actually do something with the team that we've got.
Yeah, I can't disagree with that. I mean, it's important, Billy, isn't it? We need, it can't drag on and drag on. Just either take it or leave it. It's got to be now, surely. Apparently, sorry, Billy. Apparently, today was the deadline that Palace had to accept it for a year or nay. Was today, if you believe what you read in the press.
I don't believe that for all the two in China. I think they want him to play tomorrow, and then they'll get done Monday or Tuesday. But this is our squad now till January. We know by history that we don't do a lot of business in January unless it's really, really urgent, like it was the season we almost got relegated. The season of the takeover.
Yeah.
So I don't see us doing business in January. I think what we get this window is what we've got for the season. We need a centre half, and one's got to come in, whether it's Mark Gahey or not. I think he will be, but I mean, if we've got not a lot of time to kind of change tack if we have to.
Caboose says, Gay makes the team much better, get the deal done and shut Palace up. Would you, the thing is, Jamie, would you go for a lesser valued centre-back now and a right winger, or, by the end of the transfer window, are you happy with just a centre-back?
I'd prefer if we actually, from the start, went for the marquee signing right winger and go for a cheaper centre back, because then we could go and say to the world, right, Newcastle's here, we can damage you. All we need to do is get that centre back, and we're coming for you.
I mean, Ash makes the point there. I think if they risk him tomorrow, Billy, and he rips his hammy, they'd be losing a ton of equity. I mean, the money they would lose on this deal. I mean, in a way, I'd have a little laugh at them because it would serve them right. But
the same play, you'd have to lose half his value by January.
Yeah,
that's why. I think that's why the deal gets done this window.
Yeah. Ray Fagan, thank you for your super chat. Great show as usual, lads. Thanks. Jamie, how are you feeling ahead of Sunday's game?
I'm nervous. I've been a Newcastle fan for over 25 years, so it's like I'm really nervous because when the takeover came through, I was happy because I still am happy about the takeover. It's just that I thought we'd have had loads more marquee signings.
Yeah,
because we need them.
The laws are that way, so we can't now, aren't they? I mean, they don't want people breaking into that top six, and the closed shop of that top six is hard to penetrate. We did it once, and they've got to punish us since. Villa have done it once, and they're getting punished.
Yeah,
that's why they're doing it.
What's your score prediction, Jamie?
I think it's going to be 3-2 to Bournemouth.
Oh no!
And that's my head. My heart wants it to be a Newcastle win and a Newcastle trouncing. I want it to be 5-0 on for Newcastle, but I can just see with what Bournemouth have done.
Yeah,
I can see them being stronger than last season.
Yeah, it's an understandable prediction, to be fair.
It is. Jamie, thanks for calling in, matey. Take care.
Yeah, have a good night.
You too, mate. Thank you.
Jamie.
Good night. Right, we got Scott on next. Scott.
Hi, lads. How are you?
Hi, Scott.
Not too bad. How are you?
Doing well, thank you.
Good. And where are you calling us from?
So I'm actually an English transplant, but I actually live in Southern California now.
Wow. Okay. Very nice. Very nice.
A nice place.
Weather all right today there, Scott?
Yeah, I mean, it's been bloody hot. It's been over 100 every day for the last about 9-10 days, but it's in the 80s now, so it's definitely nice.
Oh, terrible, lad. I mean, down,
Awful, right?
down from the hundreds to the 80s, Billy. I mean, Jesus. I mean, it's unbelievable. How you feel about the transfer window, then, Scott?
I think we can all agree it's just been a frustrating one. At the end of the day, we think back 4, 5, 6 years ago and how crap the club was and how rotten it was from the top.
Yeah.
But it's just been frustrating. I do agree. I think Gahey will come early next week. I'm actually pretty confident about it. We've gone so far into it that, unless, like you've been mentioning, there is going to be an injury from Gahey this weekend. And I would have a laugh at them as well, to be honest with you, because, like you said, they're missing out so much equity if they don't make the sale. But I'm confident that he will be part of our team next week. So
it's a massive, massive risk they're taking. Peter Garthwaite, thank you for your super chat. Think there is something going on behind the scenes. Eddie said, when someone above you was trying to sell Trippier, what am I meant to do?
I didn't quite say that, did he?
No, I wouldn't too much into that. He obviously knows that there's stuff going on above his head, which is how it works when you've got somebody working above you. How are you feeling about the game on Sunday, Scott? Because Bournemouth are very... we'll be looking to start their home campaign with a bang. And to be honest, we've kind of struggled against Bournemouth under Eddie Howe.
Yeah, it's one of our bogey teams, and they're frustrating to play, especially last season's games are extremely frustrating against them. But it's going to be tough, and it's going to be. I think it's really going to come down to how do we hold off on their attack.
Mm-hmm. Well, it's a bit of a mystery, their attack, isn't it, Billy? Because we don't know how this guy's going to perform.
Well, one thing's for certain, Sean Longstaff has to have the same sort of game he's had last Saturday. Because if he's under par, then we get beat.
Exactly. Yeah, so I really think it comes down to that. And I do also agree it's going to be a high-scoring game as well. I really can see... I can see it just being end-to-end from the kickoff, to be honest with you.
What's the scoreline going to be then, Scott? What are you going for?
My heart obviously is saying 3-2 Newcastle, but I'm going to stay with my head at... I'm going to say 2-2. I'm going to say a high-scoring draw.
Well, we will see. Thanks for calling in, Scott, and we'll speak to you again, mate.
Yep, cheers, thanks, lads.
Take care. Good night. So that was Scott, and our final caller is going to be Vasilis. Is that right?
Hi.
Hi.
Yes.
How are you doing?
You got it right. Yes.
How are you?
I'm fine. Bit frustrated about the window.
Yeah. What's frustrated you the most about it?
Yeah, I'm tired with this FFP nonsense.
Yeah. I think we all are. It's hampering us, isn't it? It's causing problems that we have the richest owners, but we can't spend their money, which is stupid, isn't it?
Yes, that's it. No, I would like Gay to be part of Newcastle.
Yeah.
And also, I would like to see Chiesa.
Yeah, well, somebody mentioned him earlier. It's gone a little bit quiet, Billy, on Chiesa, but he is. They are trying to get him out for quite a reasonable fee. And I know people going about his transfer record, but that was when he was being quoted at 40 odd million. They're wanting 15 to 20 million now, and it would seem to me that that's not such a gamble.
Yeah, and even a loan with an obligation to buy. I mean, maybe that could kind of defer the money till next year till we pay for him. I'm sure Juventus are that desperate to get him out the door. Let's try and get him on loan. Why not?
So the game on Sunday, Vasilis, how are you feeling about it? Are you confident of a win away from home? Because that's one thing that needs to improve this season is the away form.
Yeah, definitely. I'm confident. Yes, I think that we will win if everything clicks together, and I think that it will be an easy win as well.
An easy win.
Yes.
Right. I like the confidence.
Yeah, they've lost Solanke, and we've got Nick Pope.
We've always got Nick Pope. He is the holy one. He's looking good this season, isn't he?
Yes, definitely. I am. I now feel confident and sure about the team. Now we've got Nick Pope. With Dubravka, nothing is certain.
Well, that's an understatement.
Right.
So what's your score prediction then?
Like a humble 2-0.
2-0 to Newcastle.
Yes.
Where in the world are you, Vasilis? Whereabouts in the world are you?
I'm calling you from Greece.
Good man.
Greece. I bet it's
Greece,
quite
yes.
warm there, is it?
It is scorching hot.
Yeah, I shouldn't ask these questions, should I? Because it just makes me depressed.
No,
Like...
I am desperate to come to Newcastle. I want that cold.
You want the cold? Oh, well, you get it.
Yes.
Yeah, try coming over.
It is 40 degrees Celsius every day, or 30.
I think that would kill me actually. That temperature
Yes.
every day.
Lovely part.
But let's to be fair. You've got this. I mean, do you live near the sea?
About 50 miles or less.
That's all right.
Mainland Greece then. Mainland Greece.
Yeah.
Yes, mainland. Yes, but the sea is incredible everywhere in Greece.
Yeah. It is.
Yes,
It is, no doubt about it. Well, listen, thanks very much for calling in, Vasilis. And
thank you. And something last, I'm calling you from the real birthplace of Alexander the Great.
Wow. Wow.
Yeah, Pella, ancient Pella, if you can search it.
Yeah,
He plays for Newcastle now, of course.
Yes, he does.
Yeah, yes, he does. He certainly.
Right, well, you take care of yourself, mate, and do call back in again next fan forum.
Of course.
All right,
yes. Take care. Bye bye.
Good night. Top man. Hey, we get all over the world, Billy. It's literally all over the world. Listen, last time I was in Greece, I think it was Crete I went to, one of the Greek islands. But you couldn't put your toilet paper down the toilet. You had to put it in the bin because of the drainage system. But I don't know whether that's changed now. I would imagine maybe it has. That was, 15 years ago, I think now?
I'm not sure. It's a big deal to move make the pods bigger. And I'll just use flushing down anyway. There's no one else keeping that in the room. No way.
Yeah, so did I. But I think most travellers do, to be honest. But there you go. That is TTR Friday done and dusted for another week, guys. Thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you to everybody that's joined us on the show as well tonight and in the chat. Thank you for your super chats, etc. Memberships. You are still very, very kind. Let's do the poll before we finish, Billy, just to see how people are feeling on the Guay deal. What do you reckon, Bill?
I'm going to say it's half and half now.
I asked the question, are you still wanting us to sign Guehi? 53% said yes. 47% said no. So almost a split right down the middle with that one. But again, fans are just confused.
We're not having a Billy's bedtime story tonight, but something occurred to me yesterday as I was reading the news about Jermaine Janus and his sacking from the Beeb. And the last person to get sacked from the Beeb was Hugh Edwards, wasn't it?
Oh,
and if you take Hugh's first name, if you take Hugh Edwards' first name and Jermaine Janus' second, what name do you get?
Yes. Thank you, everybody, for watching. It's been a pleasure. Don't forget, we have full live commentary of the game on Sunday. Kickoff is 2:00. Me and Billy will be on air from 1:30 with match build-up and team news. Is it on the telly? I don't know. If it is...
Yes, it is.
Right, well, you can just watch it, knock the commentary off, listen to me and Billy. But, of course, it'll be subscribers only on Sunday. Because it prevents people being idiots and putting spoilers in, and we can all watch the game together. Even if we're slightly behind, you can just pause your telly, wait till we say we've kicked off, and then you can watch the game with us. Simple as that. It's not difficult. But thank you very much, everybody. Mods, thank you, or the couple that are in. The rest are out blind drunk by now. Thank you, Billy, and we'll see you all again over the weekend. If there is any breaking news tomorrow, then obviously we'll bring it to you right here on your #1 Newcastle United channel. But in the meantime, have a blasting weekend, guys, and we will see you very soon. Good night.
Away the lads and lasses.
Come back and check out